Greetings, fellow Earthlings and viewers across the World Wide Web. This is Tune 215, and right now we're in the state of Illinois. We're currently in the city of Chicago. We're going to be doing a driving tour of a neighborhood called North Lawndale. We're about 3 minutes away from our desired destination. We actually just entered North Lawndale as we speak. It's 79 degrees outside right now. We're passing Grenshaw. Instead of Crenshaw, put a G in front of it. Grenshaw. We're approaching Roosevelt Road. We got a BP gas station on our right-hand side. Regular gas is going for $5.39 per gallon. We have a Checkers on my right-hand side. Crazy good food. Checkers. I guess that's their little slogan they got going on there. I see Platinum Food and Liquor on my right-hand side. There's a sign on my left-hand side that reads Boulevards up on the pole, right next to the light fixture. We have a gentleman on my right-hand side on a bicycle. On my left, it looks like they have that sectioned off as a bicycle path. I would assume that bicycle path is a lot safer because of the little barriers, the little poles they got sticking out of the ground. I've seen in other areas of the city there's a bicycle path, but there's no barriers, and the way a lot of drivers that I've noticed drive around here is super fast, and they cross over you. Just what you guys saw at the beginning, we had that white Jeep fly right by us. So I would be cautious. I would be weary of riding a bicycle without those little barriers, because even at the end of the day, they can still hit the barrier and still hit you. You see it? You see them little poles? But I think that's a lot safer, if that makes any sense. We're passing Ridgeway Ave. We're about 2 minutes away from our desired start destination. We're approaching Lawndale Ave. It looks like we have a little green space on our left-hand side with benches, a little pathway. We're passing Millard Ave. We're currently on Douglas Boulevard, hence why there was a sign that read Boulevards. We got the rental bikes on our right-hand side. We got what looks to be like a community garden. You see all the colorful planters, and you see the it looks like storage containers. They painted flowers on it. All right, we're approaching South Central Park Ave, turning off of Douglas Boulevard. All right, guys, so I think this is a fair starting point. We can start our touring. We're in a residential neighborhood. We have homes on our left. We have a store on our right-hand side. Talking Wireless, Metro PCS, cellular phone sales, auto repair, computer service, and more. We're at 15th Street. We're going to continue moving forward. We're on Central Park Ave. On our left, there was a grocery store that looked closed down. Notice the houses on my left. You see the facade? You see how on the second floor they have a balcony? They also have a different style of stone that makes up the front facade of the building. Traveling about 18 miles an hour. I had a vehicle behind me. He just pulled over, so I'm going to be able to go a little bit slower. All right, we're approaching 16th Street. We got Dvorak Elementary School on our right-hand side. Then we got a mixture. You see they got the houses on the left with the stones, and then they got the houses with the traditional bricks on our right, the same thing. Now, the ones with the stones, there's an abandoned one right here on my left, boarded up. The ones with the stones, on the side, they still have bricks. Just the front is done with the stone. We got the 82 bus on our left-hand side. Transit Chicago. Visit www.transitchicago.com. We had another sealed up house on my left. And then there's another one over here with boards, cardboards, or I should say plyboard. Wooden boards covering the windows. On 18th and Central Park is a gentleman on my right rocking a Lakers jersey. So they also have the bike lanes here, as you can see, but the bike lanes aren't perforated the way they were over there next to the Boulevard Park. There's a few empty spaces in between these houses on my left, which tells me there was probably more houses in the past, but they could have possibly burned down for whatever reason, and now they're no longer there. They leveled out the lot space. All right, we're approaching Ogden Ave. I'm going to make a left-hand turn. Let's make this left-hand turn on Ogden. We got the train terminal right there in front of us. Central Park City Line train terminal. You got Farm on Ogden on our right. You got a nice view of downtown right in front of us. That's downtown Chicago, directly in front of us. We're gonna make this left on Drake Ave. Drake Ave. D-R-A-K-E, Drake. We're on the intersection of Ogden and Drake. I see a little burner, a graffiti burner on my right hand side. It says Air, A-I-R, Air. There's a blue waste bin, a trash can on my right hand side, a city one that says North Lawndale on it. Let's make this left hand turn. So now we're on Drake Ave. So North Lawndale is located on the west side of Chicago. It's actually not far from West Garfield or East Garfield. The neighborhoods, West Garfield Park. West Garfield Park is close by. Now, West Garfield Park is considered the #1 worst neighborhood in the city. So this is close to that. Look on my left, another abandoned house. We're currently approaching 18th Street. On our left, we got a 3-story building, and the front is sectioned off. It looks like they just did some cement work. Yeah, they sectioned it off with the pink line, the caution tape. All right, we're at the intersection of 18th and Drake. On my right, we got some raised staircases on these brick homes. There's probably about a dozen steps to get upstairs to your first floor. You literally got to climb a flight of stairs to get to your door. This block has trees. Check it out. On my right, there isn't as many trees as there is on the left, but I guess it was probably like optional for the homeowner to plant trees in front. There's a sign on my right that reads, "How long must we cry? Never give up. Great things take time." Yeah, that's absolutely right. Never give up, guys. Great things take time. Never give up, never surrender. Keep trying, keep striving, keep persevering. When life gives you lemons, my old saying is, plant a lemon tree, take the lemons, make some lemonade, make some lemon pie, and have a party. Lemonade be popping. Yo, my mouth just started watering when I said the word lemonade. My mouth started watering. They had a little 1-story building. There's some broken glass right here on my left-hand side. Look down on the ground. That broken glass means they broke into someone's car. So most of these houses with those stones in the front, wow, check out this caddy on my left. It's pretty clean. They got a couple dings. They got the nice white wall tires and all. It's a coupe. That was pretty clean. Most of those the stone-colored houses, they're uniform in color. We're at 15th and Drake. 15th and Drake. So we're going to continue moving forward. It looks like we have a church on my left-hand side. On my right-hand side, we have what appears to be residents, locals from the neighborhood. We got a child right here. She's hanging out the sunroof of her vehicle. All right, we're back at Douglas Boulevard. I'm gonna make this right-hand turn. Now we can cross over Douglas Boulevard and actually still be considered to be in North Lawndale. But since North Lawndale is pretty big, if you look at it on the map, I doubt we're going to be able to cover the whole entire section of North Lawndale in 1 hour. But I'm going to do my best to plant the seeds, show you guys what the area looks like. We have an abandoned house right here on my right hand side. You see it? It's boarded up. I'll tell you something. The way they designed those houses, the fronts stood in tip-top shape. For being abandoned, they're in great shape. Let's make this right. On St. Louis Ave, you got Mount Hebron. It's a church right here on my left-hand side. Now notice that the sidewalks have like miniature lawns, green space right next to the sidewalk. 3-story building on my left. Looks like an apartment building on my right. We got another sealed up building on my left. There's another boarded up building on my left. There was a couple of homies hanging outside on my right. All right, we're at 15th and St. Louis. There's a sign on my left-hand side that reads, "Welcome to 1500 St. Louis, Black Laws." So that's very interesting. I've noticed that in a few neighborhoods where the neighborhood would, I guess, I don't know if it's like the block captain or the older folks in the neighborhood who, you know, try to set the tone. On my left, they must have had a birthday party, got balloons out. But check out that Class A. There's a Class A RV on my left, and we got this Classic on my right. Check it out. Got some Rams. But I noticed a few neighborhoods where they put that sign. It's like a rule list. When you enter the block, you must follow the rules. No drugs, no gangs, no loud music, no working on your cars, and so on. And it's not throughout the whole entire city. It's through select blocks. So there must be like people who care about their block. We're at 16th and St. Louis. That's the first time I've ever seen that in my life, coming to the city of Chicago. I've never seen that in any other city. And I think it's cool. I think it's beneficial to an extent. You know, it sets the tone, like the obvious. Basically, we don't tolerate that on this block. But I didn't agree with some of the things they didn't allow. And I noticed it varied from block to block. Because, for example, we saw this one block where they had a huge list. There was a lot of things that you couldn't do, including work on your cars. A few miles away, I saw another block that had a similar sign. It was like about half the amount of things that were on the other list. The one list had like 15 things you cannot do. The other sign that I saw had only like 9 things, and it didn't mention you cannot work on your car. So I guess that block tolerates you working on your cars. So I thought I'd make note of that. All right, let's continue moving forward. We're on 18th in St. Louis. 2-story homes on my right. Looks like an apartment building on my left. One of the white homes on my right was bricks, but they painted it white. I somewhat admire, there's another bando on my left, wow. I somewhat admire the effort to put these speed bumps throughout the entire city, damn near. There's like, I'm talking about more than a handful of neighborhoods where every block has 1, 2, maybe 3 speed bumps. That's cool. You know what I mean? In case you got kids, you don't want your kids to get hit by a speeding car. All right, so we're on Ogden Ave. I'm going to move forward and then make a left. We could continue going forward about a block or two and still be in the North Lawndale neighborhood. We got Plaza Food and Liquor on my right and a car wash, Quality Car Care. However, we're just gonna make a left. Start out with this little segment, and then through the later portion, we'll probably jump around some. I can take advantage here because there's a grid format. The layout of the city is like a grid, so you can just zigzag straight through. I like these type of formats. It's easier to travel through, and especially when you're documenting, you can cover more of the neighborhood. There's a gentleman on my left on his phone. He got 2 little teeny weeny chihuahuas. Ha 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 ha. 2 little tiny dogs. Don't let the size fool you. Those dogs right there, tiny or not, they'll bite you. Call them the ankle biters. We're at 18th and Trumbull. Trumbull. B-U-L-L. Looks like it could be Trumbull, but we got a little playground on our left. Look like a clean playground. Fenced in well. Had nice little It had the mulch set up and all that. It was clean park. Got a gentleman on my left with a weed whacker. He's about to start a job. So North Lawndale, the total area is 3.20 square miles. So a little under 3.5 square miles make up the neighborhood. We're at 16th and Trumbull. Now let's continue moving forward. We got a large green space on my left-hand side. Uncared for, so there's weeds and stuff overgrowing. Reserved parking, handicap permit. That's the first time I've seen that style of sign was here in Chicago. I've seen handicap signs in front of people's houses, but they use a different signage system. That Cadillac on my left ain't had no tags. I've seen a lot of cars too, parked in different neighborhoods with no tags. I don't know how the actual traffic authority is here, parking authority. I don't know how strict they are, because I know in Philly, where I'm from, right, if you have a car with no tags on it, you only probably get a handful of days before either somebody calls the cops on you and you end up getting a ticket, or they tow it or impound it, or until PPA, which is the Philadelphia Parking Authority, drives by and notices you don't have a tag. They'll get out, read your VIN, and end up giving you a ticket. And I think they give you like 24 hours before they tow it. We're at 15th and Trumbull. I'm going to move forward. This Infiniti looked like, even though he came later than me, he wanted to continue moving forward. We just passed another playground. This Infiniti behind me is moving very fast. I should have just let them go. They was in a rush, so I should have let them go. Make mental note to self next time, too. When somebody looks like they're in a rush, just let them go. All right, they're beeping. They must be picking somebody up behind us. So we got 3 gentlemen in front of us taking a smoke break at the park. We're going to make this right-hand turn. This is that park right next to the boulevard. We was on the opposite side. There's an apartment on my right, apartment building. It looks closed. It looks sealed. They use the metal gates. It's like a grate. That's what I tend to call them. I don't know if that's the actual technical term, like a grated piece of metal. They seal it up, I guess, so nobody breaks in it and steals the copper. If you guys remember my copper story, then you already know. We're currently at the intersection of South Holman Ave and West Douglas Boulevard. I'm going to make this right. There's no sign telling me otherwise that I can't make it right. There's a KIPP Ascend primary grades K through 4th advertisement on my right-hand side on the banner. And it looks like there's an elementary school over here on my left-hand side. There's a nice little playground for the kids. I've already seen, I would say, about 6 or several playgrounds in the area, which is actually cool. We're at 15th. 15th and Homan. The houses on my right look like they have an entrance to the basement, like, and or access to the windows. There's a boarded up house on my left, that red one. We passed it, it was boarded. There's a Baptist church right here on my left in the middle of the block. We have a couple folks sitting outside on the steps. There's a lady on my left talking to somebody in the car. People out and about. Life is not a game. You see that sign on my right? Life is not a game. I agree. Passing 16th Street. Fine, fair food and liquor on our left. Another huge lot on my right with no properties and a bunch of lots on my left. You got a mixture of 2-story buildings, 3-story buildings, and it even looks like apartment buildings. We're traveling about 14, 15 miles an hour, guys. 14, 15 miles an hour. We're approaching 18th and Homan, or Haman, Homan. All right, we're passing Ogden. We can pass Ogden. Let's go a little further, go through this yellow. It was green before we hit the yellow, so just go straight. And then we can eventually make a right by the borderline, and then we'll end up continuing to explore the neighborhood. We're at 19th and Holman. I'm going to allow this Kia to go by. Would you like to go by? She's sticking her hands out the window. She looks very frustrated. You want to go or no? I'm going to let you gather your thoughts. I was going to let her go. She stuck her hands out the window like she was stressed, kind of like, what are you doing kind of thing. But I was letting her go. She's still sticking out the vehicle, so I don't know. Must be having a rough morning. Greater Bethel Missionary Baptist Church on my left-hand side. Yeah, she finally pulled out the parking. Unless she was talking to somebody on the phone. United States of America Republic National Government State Building on our right. We're going under a train track. We're approaching 21st Street. All right, we're going to make this right-hand turn because if we pass 21st, we will exit the neighborhood. The boundaries stop right here at 21st. A lot of overgrown weeds in these lots. A lot of overgrown weeds. We're at 21st and Trumbull. Some abandoned houses over here on my left. 21st and Trumbull. Let me see. I can go right. I can go straight. Let's go straight. Let's go straight about another block. Because the way the bottom of the neighborhood goes, the way it looks like steps. So the borderline changes when we go up the block. Look at on our left, this nice building is boarded up. Another building on my right, boarded up. A lot of vacant properties on the south side. A lot of vacancies. A lot of abandoned houses. We're at 21st in St. Louis. Punch buggy, no punch back. Punch whoever next to you, your mother, your brother, your father, your sister, whoever. Look at that. On my left, we got West Lawn Gospel Church. On my right-hand side, we got Soul R. Crown Public School, Crown Community Academy of Fine Arts. It's a bright-colored school. Their schools look pretty nice, too. They look like they're in pretty okay shape. And I like the fact that, like I mentioned earlier, there was a lot of public space for the kids. Playgrounds and stuff. That's cool. Because kids nowadays need something to do to entertain themselves. We're approaching Cermak and St. Louis. It looks like we have a railroad track in front of us. Now again, this is another borderline. West Cermak Road would be considered the border once again because it goes like steps. So we can keep on going right and then going left and going right and going left and trickle down a couple more because the other border would actually be the train tracks. So when you follow these tracks and you make a left and then you go right again, these train tracks are going to cut you off of the neighborhood again. But for sanity, for peace of mind, we're just going to go right. We're back on Drake. Let's make this right-hand turn on Drake. Look like we had a few businesses on my left, like a business strip. We got Celestial Ministries, School of Fine Arts on our right. Again, I seen a handful of, look at, you see what I'm talking about? There's a playground on my right. I seen a handful of churches, like in the middle of the blocks. So the population in this neighborhood, as of the year 2020 United States Census, was 34,794 people. So almost 35,000 people reside in this neighborhood. Got a gentleman right here having a conversation. The gentleman that was in the driver's seat was eating. He was eating breakfast or something. Got a bunch of garland over here on somebody's front gates. We got the trees, they're painted half purple on my left, and then we got some artwork over here on this lot. The artwork says believe. All right, we're back at Ogden. So we already went straight. That was Drake. That was when we first got introduced to Drake. I'm going to make this left-hand turn. We got Morisco, El Camarón, Pelas on my right-hand side. Whatever that is, I do not know. Hold on, let me read the fine print. Crab legs, fried fish, shrimp. All right, so it must be a restaurant. Must be a restaurant. We got an older gentleman taking a cross. He's crossing the street. You better be careful, sir. People over here, I've noticed they drive reckless. Alright, so now we're continuing to travel west. Damn, they towed somebody's CRV right there. Look at that. First generation CRV got towed. Oh, snap. Chicago Botanic Garden on my left. If Chicago boasts a thriving garden scene, they got a lot of botanic gardens and just flowers placed in strategic places where it beautifies the city and makes it look nice. We're passing Central Park Ave. That's that Central Park station on my left. That's the train tracks above us. We got police on our right. I'm going to merge right, though. We're going to go right behind these police. You see them police right there? They were on my right, now they're on my left as I'm turning. And we got another church over here. Check it out on my left-hand side. Harmony Community Church. So the population breakdown of this neighborhood as far as the demographics are concerned. In 2018, that was the last breakdown of demographics. In 2018, you had 3.00 or 3% white, 87.39% black and or African American, 8.83% Hispanic, 0.17% Asian, and 0.61% other. So this is a predominantly black American community. We got a lot of handicap parkings on my right. Whoa, 1, 2, 3, 4. Another one, 5. On my left, 6. Like there's a lot of parkings for handicapped people on this block. I wonder if they got to go through the same process here. There's another bando on my left. I wonder if they got to go through the same process when it comes to applying for the handicap parking. One of the steps is you got to get the neighbors to sign off on the approval. Good, I'm going to let this person come out the way because they're going to end up rushing and then, you know what I mean? Just let them go. Because I know where I'm from, right in Philly, if you want to get a handicap thing in front of your house, it takes up more space than the front of your house. So your house might be like 12 feet wide. I think the actual space might be like 16, 17 feet. I don't know the actual dimensions. But I do know you got to get the neighbor's house who you're putting that sign in front of to approve it. So they got to sign it. You know what I mean? Because, you know, technically you're taking up some of their parking space. All right, we're at Millard Ave. On my left-hand side, you got a sign that reads Hope, Faith. On my right, you got Great Lakes, fish, and chicken and shrimp and all that stuff. We're going to slow down. Again, another reserve parking on my left, another reserve parking on my right. Look at this building on my right. It's 4 stories and it must be an apartment. Another one on my left. It's 4 stories, has to be an apartment. Got another gentleman sitting outside in front of his property with a white t-shirt. Wow, so the overgrown weeds on my left is interesting because it's not just traditional weeds. There's those yellow flowers. Are they dandelions? What are they? I don't even know. I'm sorry. I'm not into like floral stuff. Those little yellow teeny ones, the really common ones. Like, and there's also the little fur balls. Remember the wishes? The ones that they would say you blow and you make a wish? I don't know if they told y'all that down here or if anybody else has heard that across the country. But I don't know. When I was a kid, they said pick it up, close your eyes, blow it, and make a wish. Obviously, it's probably not true. More than likely, it's not true, but still. All right, so this is a one-way, so we definitely can't go left. We're going to have to go right, which is familiar territory because we already went through right. I would love to figure out a way. Let me see. We're at Central Park Avenue. As a matter of fact, let me make this left. If I make this left and I come all the way around, we might be able to skip going through the same blocks again. Because the block we're on right now, which is Douglas Boulevard, is going to shoot us east, and we don't want to go east. We want to go west. So in front of us is east. Behind us is west. On our left is north. On our right is south. So right now we're going to make this left-hand turn and travel north on South Central Park Ave. There's a brindle, a nice looking brindle pit bull on my left. Looks like a brindle mix. Let's make this left-hand turn on Central Park Ave, and we're going to make another left. Oh, they clipped his ears. That sucks. I'm not really a fan of when they clip the dog's ears. Some people do it for looks. I think most of the time it's for looks. They think the dog looks more aggressive. You see him right there? Looks like a happy little dog jumping around like a bunny rabbit. So the median household income for this neighborhood is $26,781. Let's make this left-hand turn. This is also known as Honorary Stone Temple Way. You got Stone Temple Community Heritage Peace Garden on our right. Passing Millard Ave. There's also a lot of gardens in the area too. I've seen probably 3 or 4 community gardens so far. All right, let's stop here, make a complete stop on Lawndale Ave. There's a lot of this vehicle to go. Did we go through Lawndale Ave? I believe not. Let's make this left. Now leasing. Move-in specials on my right for that apartment. They got like a whole fancy sign with streamers and everything. Like if it's a celebration that they're now leasing. So on my right-hand side, we got Theodore, is that Herzl Public School? Well, that's what the original building says. There's a sign over here that reads Fraser Preparatory Academy. So the original school probably is no longer in session, and they probably sold the building off to that preparatory academy. So a little history about this neighborhood. This neighborhood was once a part of Cicero Township in 1869. That's allowed these pedestrians to cross the street. Be cautious. It's 3 young women with a child. We're now approaching 15th Street. We're at 15th and Lawndale Ave. So this neighborhood was once a part of Cicero Township in 1869. The eastern section of North Lawndale to Pulaski Road was annexed to Chicago by an act of the state legislature. Therefore, streets were platted and drainage ditches were installed between Western 2400 West and Pulaski Road 4000 West. Let's continue moving forward. We got an abandoned house right here on my right. It's boarded up, 1st and 2nd floor. So on my right-hand side, that brick home, boarded. The name Lawndale was supplied by Millard and Decker, a real estate firm which subdivided the area in 1870. In 1871, after the Great Chicago Fire, the McCormick Reaper Company, later International Harvester, constructed and occupied a new large plant in the South Lawndale neighborhood. Let's continue moving forward. Wow, look at the little bike rack on my right, completely empty. There's no rentals there for you to borrow. Now, I wonder if that's by design or people actually using them. You got Goldie on our right. It looks like a fish, chicken, and more business. Italian beef, gyro steaks, and all that. And there's also a U-Haul Rentals office space. Let's continue moving forward. M&K temporary move. Wow, the BMW just flew behind us, bro. Like on the cross section, the one we just passed. Yeah, it was a female on my right walking around reading a book. That's what's up. Kudos to her. Greater Progressive. Looks like a church on my left. Again, another church. And they put it like in the middle of the blocks. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. MLK. That was painted on one of those abandoned buildings. There was like the wood. You know how they boarded up, and they painted that message on the board. We have a welcome sign. This is probably one of those rule regulation signs. This is probably the least amount of rules I've seen yet. You got Lawndale Community Daycare on my right. Faith, gardening, conductiveness. Oh, it didn't even have rules. It just had, I guess, like motivational words, but it was a welcome sign. There's a house on my right that looks like it's getting demoed and or some rehab work. We're driving towards the train. We got another bando on my left, and they painted on the. I think that black house. I could have swore I seen the house for sale. That black house. A few days ago, I had read a list of houses, and I could have swore I seen the house we just passed. It was the only black house on the listing that was for sale. 1-story type of house. Yeah, we passed one of them houses. We're on 19th and Lawndale, where again they painted a happy message on the plywood that was used to board up. Look at the train in front of us. They had a George Floyd painting over here on my left. We're going under the train. We're passing Ogden. This is Ogden Ave. Let's be cautious. Listen, even if it's green for me, I think I know well enough to still look left and look right. Because I've seen people straight up eat reds back to back. Nice Regal. They have Buick Regal. Oh, snap. A couple Regals and Cutlass Supremes. Oh. One of them looked burnt too. Another boarded up house over here on my left. And again, they said, keep dreaming. So it was a boarded up house. We're traveling 11, 12 miles an hour, guys. I'm sorry that you guys couldn't take it in. Rewind it back, pause it if you want. It said, keep dreaming, and they had a little happy face and all that painted on it. Little empowering messages scattered throughout the neighborhood of abandoned houses. Cash for junk. Cars, compro. Carro, junque. There's a sign on my right that reads there, buy your car. Lawndale and... dude's not going to stop. ¿Qué pasa, amigo? Look like a Mexican dude. Talking wireless on our right. There's a building on our left that's sealed up. Yeah, so look on my right. You see the bed of what looks like a miniature lawn next to the sidewalk? See how many wishes there are? There's so many wishes, right? Oh, so many opportunities to change the world. Just grab a wish and make a wish. Ain't it crazy how they capped our heads up when we was kids, telling us stuff like that? Grab a wish and make a wish. Or, blow your candles and make a wish. Or put, teeth under the pillow and the tooth fairy's going to come and give you, you know what I mean? Now hiring. It looks like a little a senior center on my right with a bunch of older folks outside with like walkers and wheelchairs having a little get together. Yeah, they would tell us all types of stuff like that. See a shooting star and make a wish. Like, man, none of that's factual. You got our hopes up. I remember I stopped believing in Santa when I was probably like, how old was I? I was probably like, I don't know, 10? Like, I'm sure I didn't wholeheartedly believe it at 9 or 8, but I probably still had hope. But I think when I was like 10, I think it was 10. My pop, I think it was, that dog's taking a dump. I'm taking a doo-doo on my left. Lawndale Church of Christ on my left-hand side. Let's see if this gentleman picks it up. Pick it up, sir. You better pick it up, sir. Sir, pick it up. No, you're not going to pick it up? Dude, what are you doing? You're the reason why I got to dip and dodge around dog poop. Why are you laughing at the car, girl? There was a little Jeep Jeep driving by. That Jeep that drove by, she was cheesing at the car. Yo, bro, you just... Whoop, scoot. Yo, man, homeboy let his dog take a doo-doo and ain't pick it up. There's a reason why you gotta pick that up, man. Because if your dog got worms or any infections, they got the modern Accord rims on my left on the older generation Accord. If your dog got any, like, let's say worms or any type of just infections, if your dog steps on that poop or smells that poop and their nose happens to touch it and they got worms, your dog's gonna get worms. Or if your dog touches it, it'll go through the paws and all that. Or if they lick their paws and stuff later. We're at 25th. I'm gonna make this right-hand turn. Yeah, man, that's not cool. We literally just walked our dogs before we started this tour. We're at 25th and Lawndale, and I was dipping and dodging dog poop, dog feces. I'm like, damn, bro. It takes like 3 seconds to pick it up. Like 3 seconds. And you ain't always got to have a bag to pick up poop. Because what I used to do, I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. When I was back in Philly, we're at 25th and Ridgeway. Let's make this right on Ridgeway. I'll be completely honest with y'all. I never collected bag. You know what I would do when I was walking? And this was my contribution to cleaning up the community. Between me and my dog, we helped clean up the community. How? When she would take a doo-doo, when she'd take a poop, she'd take a smash, right? I pick up whatever random bag I seen on the ground, trash. If it was a plastic bag, if it was a Doritos bag, If it was like a shopper, one of them newspapers, I'll pick up the poop, and then I'll throw them both away. Boom. I picked up a piece of trash, and I picked up my dog's poop at the same time. Huh? Makes sense, right? But yeah, that sucks. And then you got kids, you know what I mean? There's infections and all that. Imagine if a kid, you know, playing in the grass, and there's all this doo-doo and this dirt with feces everywhere. We're at 24th from Ridgeway. We got a corner store on my right. Pan Dulce, Soda, Leche, and More. It's a grocery store. I can't see the actual name because the name's faded off. But there's this gentleman on my left. He got the camouflage sun cap. The one with the visor that goes all the way around. Another beetle on my right-hand side. Punch buggy, no punch bag. Got the F-250 on my right with the wide radial, with the wide rims from Texas. On my left, we got this tow truck. Probably this gentleman right here with the blue shirt because he's opened up his keys. Let me see if he goes in it. And he is... I wouldn't be able to tell you. He put on his glasses. He walked right away from me. Probably not his tow truck because he didn't look like he was a tow truck driver. Another vehicle on my left. The tags was in the window. I got pulled over once for the tags on the window. That was an excuse for them to pull me over when I was a youngster. We're at Ridgeway and 23rd. Yeah, I had just bought the car, and I don't know, for some apparent reason, I didn't bolt the tags up yet to the bumper area where it's supposed to go, and I had it on the back window, but it was still visible. But that was the excuse that the officer used to pull me over. He said, you know, you don't have your license plate in the proper area. Like, damn, bro, like, but they're still there. Can't you punch them in? Can't you punch them in, yo? They'll find any excuse. Listen, a tail light, tinted windows. We're traveling about 11 miles an hour. Tinted windows, a tail light, a noisy muffler. What else? The tags on the windows. Oh, I've even got stopped by cops on foot, bro. On foot. They stopped me on foot. They was on foot. 2 cops was on foot. I was in a car. We're at Ridgeway. I'm going to continue moving forward. Let me pay attention to traffic, though, because people be wilding out here. Yeah, they ain't got no stop sign. So, yeah, that was a wise decision. 12 hours later. 5,673 million years later. It feels like forever, man. Cars are endless over here. Yeah, so I had got pulled over once when I was a youngster. They pulled me over on foot, and they flag me, and they like said, go, move over, and all that stuff. I didn't want to draw, and then I was right next to a red light, so I would either have to eat that red light, or if I would have stopped at the red light, then they would have walked up to me anyway and got my tags. But I had stopped, and they said, you know why we pulled you over? I said, why? Because of the stickers I had on my window. I had a bunch of stickers. There, the police officer on my right-hand side. I had a bunch of stickers. There, she crossed the street. She ain't even looking. She got a Cheeto shirt. I used to eat Cheetos. How many of y'all used to eat Cheetos? I used to love the hot Cheetos. I used to love them. I haven't ate them in a while, though. Like 6 years. 7. Probably like 7. More BS. Like 7.5 years. Because like a year before I changed my eating habits, probably before that, I haven't eaten them. So, yeah. But they used to be popping. But anyway, yeah, so they said you got these stickers. These stickers are basically causing an issue. I'm like, what? I never heard of that. I owned this. At that time, I had owned the car. I told them, for over several plus years. I told them, it's a garage car. I pull it out every once in a while to drive, but I've never received an issue from police, and they made a point out of it. But it's just because sometimes they just want to check you. They want to, they look at your face, they profile you. We're on 19th Street. I got a car behind me. Let me pull over because he's on my tail already. 1800 block of Ridgeway. Safe, clean, family friendly. We're at 19th and Ridgeway. Yeah, I'd rather just let them go by because when they drive erratic, I'd rather let them go by than have them behind me rushing me. And he had rims on that joint. He went over like nothing. Wow, so there's a large historical story you can read about this neighborhood. If you want to visit Wikipedia, Google, you can learn more about the North Lawndale neighborhood. I'm not telling you all the factual information about it. I'm just regurgitating some simple, loose facts. But it says that by 1890, North Lawndale was beginning to be heavily populated by Bohemian immigrants from Austro-Hungarian Empire. I've never even heard of that. I think I've heard of Hungarian before, and I've heard of Bohemian, but populated by Bohemian immigrants from the Austro-Hungarian Empire. That's crazy. Wow, the section most populated by the Czechs was the area from Crawford, Pulaski to West 12th and Roosevelt Road. Sheesh. Israel of God's Church, the White Horse Army on our left. See, they be out, bro. They be out. I mean, I understand that y'all ain't got a stop sign. Look, there's a sign on my right, a painted sign on a board. Determination is the key. There's somebody climbing up a ladder with a key, and there's a keyhole up top. Look at that box Chevy on my right. That's super clean. You see it in the parking lot? And they got a Monte Carlo Super Sport. Yeah, baby. And it look like the T-top, the glass top. 1987 Monte Carlo. Gentleman on my left got a gas tank. So it also mentions there were a series of economical and social disasters, riots, followed by the assassination of MLK Jr. in 1968, destroying many of the stores along Roosevelt Road and accelerating a decline that led to the loss of 75% of the businesses in this community by 1970. Sheesh. Dang. That probably explains why there's a lot of empty lots. Thank you, boss. You're gonna stop? Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Del Car Pharmacy on our right. We got another bando on our left, abandoned. Are there any notable people from this neighborhood? I'm gonna name a few names, and if anybody sounds familiar, let us know in the comment section. Jacob Avery, Shelley Berman, Andre Braher, Stilo Brim, Eartherin Cousin. Yo, his last name is Cousin. Like your cousin? That's funny. Danny K. Davis, Ruth Duskin Fieldman, Kevin Garnett. I've heard of Kevin Garnett. Wow, Kevin Garnett's from here. He's a basketball player. I don't watch sports, but I definitely heard of him. We're at 15th and Ridgeway. Look at that building on my right. That's the Theodore Herzl Public School. So since the block in front of us goes right, I can't even turn left. This is all way? Yeah, it's all way. Cool. I'm make this. No, it's a one way. Dang it. I thought it said all way. They had a sign that said all way, and then there's a sign that says one way right after that. So pick, is it all way or is it one way? Look at another nice jungle gym on my right for the kids. Nice jungle gyms, man. Nice jungle gyms. Elmer Gertz, Robert Welsh, Benny Goodman, Abuva Gray, Andre Jenkins or Andrea Jenkins, Mickey Johnson, Martin Luther King Jr. What? He lived in this area? Yo, that's crazy. That's why that explains why they wild out for him, because that was one of their residents. Hold up, what state are we in again? I gotta process this. We're in Chicago, Illinois. Martin Luther King used to live here? Yo, that's crazy. See, when I come to these neighborhoods, I learn just as much as y'all do, because I come to the neighborhood, I try not to educate myself before I go to the neighborhood, because I like the experience to be raw, authentic, and organic. We're at 14th and Independence, and if I educated myself and learned all this stuff before I got there, I feel like it'd be too pre-programmed. Even though I probably sound like a robot, this is all like straight off the dome, you know what I mean? Like I'm just freestyling as we go. That's interesting, yo. I can say I actually been to Martin Luther King's neighborhood in my life. I can actually say that. Wow. Martin Luther King, born 1929, passed away 1968, who was a civil rights leader, lived at 1515 South Hamlin Ave in 1966 while campaigning against housing discrimination in Chicago. Oh, snap. That's crazy. There was a sign on my right that read $30 brake jobs. It was like a homemade sign. So I guess there's somebody who's mechanically savvy here who's hustling, trying to make some money, you know what I mean? That building is nice. The Keela Jacob building right there on my left. Greater Garfield Park MB Church. Oh, that's dope. Remember I told y'all that this was next to West Garfield Park? That's dope. Irv Cupsinet? I guess that's how you say the name. Mayor Levin, Michael Pena, Benjamin F. Lewis, Ramsey Lewis, William Lorimer, Abraham Lincoln. Oh, I'm about to say, I had to look at the date. 1905 to 2001. Nah, that ain't Abe. It's somebody else's name. Abraham Lincoln Marowitz. I'm about to say, bro. Golda Meir. All right, we're at 15th and Hamlin. Oh, didn't what's his name? Live here in Hamlin. 15th. Hold on, we're on 15th and Hamlin. Hold on, right? 1506 on my left. Hold on, wait, chill, bro. This is Martin Luther King's block. Hold on, 15 right here. Yo, 1515. The house is still there. The house is still standing. 1515 Hamlin, right? Wasn't that what I said earlier? Martin Luther King's house is still standing on his block. I'm going to spin the block just because I think it's worth a take two. Boys Brotherhood Republic on my right. Hubert Hall. That's crazy. You see? You see the authentic reaction to like, yo, I was just on Martin Luther King's block. Yo. Dr. King Legacy Apartments. You see? That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Like, this is Martin Luther King's block. So at one point of his lifetime, he walked through these streets and drove through them. You know what I mean? But most importantly, he walked through these streets, the Soul Food Lounge on my right. So they must have made this little complex on my right in memory of him. And they named it after him. That's dope. William Penn Elementary on our left. Let's make this right-hand turn. We're going to just spin the block one more time because I feel like I didn't get a chance to process the front of his property. Yeah, 1515. Let me double check just to make sure I'm not BSing. Martin Luther King, 1550. I'm sorry, I was hyped. See, I was hyped. Oh yeah, 1515 is 1550. So it's actually probably at the end of the block. And to be completely honest with you, 1550 at the end of the block was on the right side. So that might be where they made the apartments. So I was all Joe. I was all hyped. Ah, look at it. I sounded like a fanboy, right? Ah, Martin Luther King. Can I get your autograph? No, but anyway, that was still his block. But let's see where 1550 takes us. 1550 might end up taking us to them apartments. That's probably why they named them after him, because that was on the property where he was at. Yeah, that's kind of strange. We're at 15th and Avers. That's kind of strange if the house was still there and there wasn't no like National Historic Registry or none of that there. It makes sense. Espresso. Somebody must like drinking espressos because their tag said espresso. Yeah, 1550 South Hamlin Ave. All right, so we're on Hamlin. We're on South Hamlin Ave. We're on the 15th of South Hamlin. 15th means it's the 1500 block. We got a young man walking across the street. Looks like he got his ID. Looks like he probably just got out of work. Or probably going to work. All right, 1550. All right, 50 is on my right side because the even numbers. The odd number is on my left side. So 1550, we're passing 1520, 1522. All right, we got a abandoned house on my right. 1530. Okay, yeah. Yep, 1530. So this right here would be, this is where Martin Luther King must have lived, you see, because it says Dr. King Legacy Apartments. The address is 1550. Yes. So those apartments take up his old address, which is 1550. Over here it's 1556. Oh, snap. So he used to live right there, and that's why they dedicated this apartment building to him. It's called Dr. King Legacy. Oh, they got a picture of Dr. Martin Luther King outside the window, bro. Yo, and it's funny because there's like several African-American people hanging out the window with him, and they got one Caucasian little lady. She's hanging out the window with him too, but that's dope. Yeah, that's cool. Like, we accidentally stumbled upon this. You see, that's the importance. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a more organic feel to these tours. Like, I'm a tourist myself, so y'all learning about the place. I'm learning about the place myself. You know what I mean? All right, so we're at 16th and Hamlin. Let's continue moving forward. There's a red light, so I'm gonna wait. All right, cool. We're gonna move forward. Oh, we got this Jeep behind me. They tripping. So Gene Terrell, Isaiah Thomas, Twista the rapper. That's dope. Dina Washington, Daryl Stingley, Julius Rosenwald. There's an abandoned house on my left, right after the lady. Boom. I got this yellow Jeep behind me, kind of persisting forward. If they had the Go-Go Gadget car that, you know, you say Go-Go Gadget and it just like pops up and the wheels, they probably go right over me. You remember the movie Go-Go Gadget? We're at 18th Street. I'm gonna probably make this right just to get away from this car behind me, man. So pop culture. Is there any relation to pop culture in this neighborhood? All right, let's talk about it. Since 2011, the neighborhood has been the primary filming location for the Showtime series Shameless. Although the show is set in the city's backyards of the neighborhood. Oh, snap. The city's set in backyards, back of the yards neighborhood. Remember we did that neighborhood, back of the yards? So there's a series on Showtime that's set in back of the yards, but it's shot here. That's tough. I've never seen it. It's not like I've seen it. So, you know what I mean? Yo, this dude's still walking away at the gas tank. Bro, you gotta go to the gas station? All right, we're on Springfield. I'll make a left. Let's make this left on Springfield. Just cause. That's interesting, right? They shot a series here. We got a car here. They're double parking or parking? I'm uncertain exactly what they're doing. They're reversing. They got their flashers on. I don't know if they're trying to park. What y'all up to? I'm gonna just wait right here. Oh, they waiting for somebody to get in the car. It's probably like an Uber. Yeah, it's probably like an Uber. A family member. Maybe a family member, Uber, a door. No, it's probably an Uber because it's a different... The dude looks like he might be from like West India or something, like West Trinidad or Tobago to be exact. All right, what's the... I think I could go around them. As a matter of fact, let's just chill here. Let them do their thing. I'm going to talk to you guys about the crime. So this neighborhood, North Lawndale, receives an F rating for crime. Total crime is 325% above the national average. Property crime is 265% above the national average. She might be headed to the laundromat because she's packing bags. Looks like might be laundry. If she gets in the back seat, yep, told you it was Uber. I think they're about to move, so we should be able to move forward. Key findings based on areavibes.com shows that violent crimes in North Lawndale are 626% higher than the national average. It is said that in North Lawndale, you have a 1 in 11 chance of becoming a victim of crime. On my left, we got somebody lawn mowing the property. We're approaching 19th Street and 19th and Springfield. Pretty interesting colors on them sneaks. There was like a green and like a peach, coral peach, yellow, white. I like colorful sneaks. The only thing that sucks sometimes is like you can't wear them with everything, you know? Like you gotta be like, I don't know if y'all like that, but you kind of gotta match it up. I tend to like neutral sneaks, especially black sneaks, because I'll be messing with stuff. I work on a car, I'll be tripping, I'll be doing all types of stuff. White sneaks, yeah, you wear them once in a while to keep them fresh. Black sneaks, I could beat a pair of black sneaks up and they'll still look pretty good. North Lawndale is safer than 3% of the cities in Illinois. Year over year, crime in Chicago has not changed. So this neighborhood also receives an F rating for employment. We got a car coming directly to us. Is this a two-way? This don't even look like a two-way, bro. No. Oh, it says two-way traffic ahead over here on my left, so whatever. So it receives an F rating for employment. The income per capita is 56% below the national average. The unemployment rate is 128% above the national average. Let's make this right-hand turn. I'm about to take this block that homie right here took in front of us. Just because it looks a lot more subtle and calm. We got immediate care on our right, Lawndale Christian Health Center. And we got signs on our left that read Lawndale Christian. So that goes to show you we're still in the Lawndale area. Key findings show that the median household income in North Lawndale is 52% lower than the national average. Male median earnings are 41% higher than the female average. The unemployment rate is 125, where did I get a 5 from? 128% higher than the national average. And the poverty level in North Lawndale is equal to the national average. Bro, they beeping behind me? What is up with them? No, they wasn't beeping behind me. There was actually nobody behind me. I guess they was beeping at the dude on my left. I'm gonna make this right-hand turn though. We're on Harding Ave. Oh, there's cops in front of us. It looks like cops just pulled somebody over. Should I give y'all a little bonus? I'm gonna give y'all a bonus 10 seconds just to see what this little cop situation is. Because I usually try to keep these tours at an hour, but I see the flashing lights and it'll be kind of messed up on me to say, oh, somebody just got pulled over. There's cops ahead of us. And cut! We just hit an hour. Yeah, we're over our hour timeline, but we got Pulaski above us, the Pulaski station. Yeah, look at right here on my left-hand side. I'm gonna show you all these cops before we tune out. Is this a traffic stop? Are they reporting to a crime? What are they up to right here? There's 2 police units. Must not be anything serious. No, they're probably responding to a crime. There's no traffic stop. There's 3 or 4 people sitting on the chairs out here on my left. We're at the intersection of 19th and Harding Ave. But it doesn't appear to be anything serious going on. So